One of the things that Rihanna famously didn't want to do was repeat herself. And she would always push us into new directions. Like, oh, this sounds like the old stuff. You know, I don't want anything that sounds like my old stuff. And we knew this from experience, that the next single from the next album would always be different from the single from the previous album, and which is a challenge. I mean, it's always, you know, sometimes it's so easy to think, you hear what an artist is doing and you think, oh, I got to write something that's in that vein. But I think the greatest artists don't take the easy way out of that. They would always keep challenging. So that was in itself a challenge for us. And we were sitting around, we had Benny Blanco in the studio, who was one of our frequent collaborators at the time. And we were, you know, chasing these big up-tempo records, trying to come up with beats and instrumental ideas. And I think it was right at the end of that session with Benny Blanco, we said, all right, forget about all those big club dance records. Let's just do something completely different that would, you know, create a different feeling and not try to emulate what had come before. At that time, we were listening a lot to Watch the Throne, a lot of Jay and Kanye at the time, and we wanted to make a beat that could fit into one of those records. So if you listen to the drums alone, it would fit on one of those hip-hop records and rap records of the time that we really loved. But of course, we wanted to put more music on it, but we just wanted a groove that was kind of slowed down and a little bit dirtier and a little bit grittier. And so that was the initial idea for the track. At this point, we didn't have any song ideas, we just started with the drums. Sometimes we start with drums, sometimes we start with chords, but on this particular one, we had at least a feeling of a groove and a tempo that we wanted to go into. So that was the initial idea. Take all that EDM stuff, forget about the EDM club stuff, slow everything down and make it a little grittier and dirtier. So Mikkel, can you go into the track and let's take a look at just the solo, the drums and the general start of the beat?
We've opened it up, so here we have the complete session with everything, and we have our drums down here. So we could just maybe play all the drums together first, so you get a feel of it. There's quite a few tracks, as you can see. I think these are all of them. This is what it sounds like solo.
All right, so that's the basic drum beat. I mean, we made this with Benny Blanco, who's amazing at, you know, picking out little sounds. And we normally, when we work by ourselves, we'll use 3 drum sounds and feel great about that. When we work with Benny, Benny likes to use 40 drum sounds, so that together forms a whole, which is one of his, you know, amazing things. And I guess the one thing that sets this beat apart from a lot of other beats is that basically there's no snare. You know, it's not really hitting like that. It's driven by this almost primal just kick that rolls and rolls. No big breaks or anything like that. But it creates a mood. And also, of course, when we had this beat, we asked ourselves, okay, could there be a rap on this? Would this be, you know, is this something that would fit on a Kanye or a Jay album? Funnily enough, a year down the line, when the song came out, it was a big hit. We did a remix, and who featured on it? Kanye.
Kanye jumped on it.
And so that was a full circle moment. We never told him that he was the whole inspiration for the drum track, but maybe there's something about, you know, like the inspiration and the DNA of the beat, basically, that resonated with him and made him jump on the track and do a great job.